Hi, and welcome to CryptoBiography. I'm your host, Brandon Starr, and this is episode 136, titled Final Thoughts. And if you have any comments or questions about this episode or previous episodes, cryptobiography@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. And here we go. The sun arose, as it has so often. I wonder how many times I didn't pay attention, or didn't see it, or didn't care. It's cold this morning, the clear skies having vented the heat to the endless hunger of space overnight. There's a light frost on the grass, but that will, I know, be gone by midday. And I will be gone at midnight. The thought flickers across my mind that I didn't do it, that I'm being killed for something someone else did. But this thought has run across my mind so many times that it really has no hold on me. It is a record replayed so often the needle finds only white noise. Because it is so weak, it is gone again in a moment. Sometimes, having no other thing to hold on to, my mind wanders to useless what-ifs. What if someone else had been near the body? What if better evidence had pointed towards someone else? What if I had not been there that day? What if I had known, as a youth, that someday I'd be thrown into prison? How would I behave differently? Would I then cause my own real crimes, or would I try to make my life better in some way? But these thoughts are old retreads now. I haven't thought a new thought in months. They are all the same. All the same. Part of me thought that, on this last day, I would have something new to think. Some new idea, some new connection. But no, there is nothing. The same dusty what-ifs, regrets, and fantasies come unbidden and unwanted. Boredom is a constant enemy. I am allowed so little time outside my cell that every moment inside it that I can do something other than brood is a relief. Once upon a time, I wrote stories. But those times faded a few years ago. I just don't have the heart anymore. All the stories had started to revolve around capture, imprisonment, injustice. It had become solipsistic dreck. I don't know why I still write this journal, this diary, whatever you want to call it. I stopped for a long time. I don't know if it's even hope that someone will read it. Hope has been squeezed from me as water from a sponge by a heavy, inexorable press. The investigation of the crime, I hadn't even realized I was a suspect at first. Why would I? I now know that the few things I had said to the police were not used to help find the murderer, but instead to zoom in on me as the culprit. The trial? I had assumed that truth would out. Isn't that how it's supposed to go? Especially in my case, where I hadn't been convicted, tried, or accused of anything before in my life. All of a sudden, I went from quiet office worker to brutal murderer? Well, yes, according to the state. The conviction and the sentence. Again, I had assumed that I would be found not guilty. Even my lawyer thought that. Or failing that, at least someone on the jury would dig in and cause a mistrial, which might end in no retrial. But instead I was found guilty, and the worst penalty possible given. Oh, at first I was filled with righteous anger. I filed for mistrial, for appeal, for a new trial, for clemency, for anything at all. I wrote letters to the governor, then the president, then the new governor, then the new president, and to any reporter who would respond to me at all, and to anyone else who would respond to me at all. It all added up to nothing. The automatic appeals that occurred accomplished nothing as well. It was the last time I put any real effort into anything. It has been a long, gray hallway of time since then until now. My mind has wandered, and now the sun is no longer visible in my window. It is in fact afternoon already. No, the sun is already going down. How is that possible? My mind has faded. maybe it's for the best. They've brought dinner. They took away a tray that, I now realize, must have had my lunch on it. I have no idea what it held. I didn't even know it had come. I looked at it. It was a steak, a baked potato with a pat of butter beside it, a roll, and some green beans. Not the canned beans I had grown used to, but something that looked fresh, homemade, or perhaps chef-made. I can only suppose that I was asked what I wanted for my last meal. I don't remember being asked, and I don't remember asking for any kind of food recently. And that's all I did, look at it. It didn't even seem like food to me. I wondered about this tradition. Is it meant as a comfort? A final bit of choice in a period of life where nothing is free? Or is it meant as a final jab, a final taunt, a final reminder of how life could be just before it is taken away? I hear people coming, and I must put my journal away. I suppose some quiet part of me must hope to be saved from this nightmare, or why write this? I have no one who might be interested in it for my own sake, or for learning my history. Even the journalists have long since slunk away. I am being talked at by some priest. I don't know why he came. I would not have asked for such. Soon they will take me down the hall to the door at the end. If I do not write any more, then you will know that my end has come. And that's the end of the story. Thank you for listening. If you had any comments or questions about this episode or previous episodes, CryptoBiography@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. And thank you for listening. Words and music, copyright 2020, CryptoBiography, LLC, all rights reserved. Characters and events are fictional, fictionalized, or satirical.